Hey y'all, it's Christy from Teadoddles, and it is time for another Maker Friday. Today I'm just going to talk a little bit about a finished object, which you may see already, and Maker Mojo. That's something I think we all have problems with sometimes. But first, I'd like to say welcome, new subscribers, welcome back, subscribers. I'm happy to have you here with me and my maker shenanigans. I do like to do the sewing things, the yarny things, and the DIY things. So you'll see a little bit of all of that here on this channel. If you like to make things, you may like it here. All right, so my finished object, which was on my list to finish this month, so I'm excited about it. I have finished some other things. So I got some stuff, but this is my sweater. This is I'll show you my little dovetails. It does hit me. I don't think I'm gonna be able to back up far enough right here for y'all to see where it hits me, but it hits me below my butt. How about that? I sized it to fit me. It is a little bit big, which I had intended for it to be bigger, but when I started this, I've lost some weight since I started this, so it's a little bigger than I may have made it originally. Let's just say that. This is the Fawn and Fallow sweater. I think I'll put a link down below what it is. I did put this necklace on with it. It's a tiered necklace with a little sparkle. I wanted a little something on the front. It's a kind of busy sweater, so, but I kept it up under my little roll neck part. It is very soft and comfortable. It's very warm. I don't know that I'm gonna wear this out today. I've got some errands to run in a little bit because as cold as it's been this week, it's been very cold for us down here in the south. I think it was 20 degrees one morning when I got up, and it felt like 11, which is not very common down where I live. So, but today it's a little bit warmer, but tomorrow it's supposed to be cold again. So I may wear it tomorrow instead of today. But you can see I used a slip stitch for all of my seams. It turned out pretty well. This is rolled up because these sleeves are wider at the end a little bit. But I can roll them up like that, which is how they showed it in the picture. I think the one in the picture of the pattern, the back side of hers is longer than the front, so she has more of a split. I didn't do that. I just made them the same size. But I love the way it turned out. This, I blended Caron Simply Soft Tweed in this gray color with a rust colored baby alpaca yarn. So it's very soft and cozy. Now I've had some questions about this because I have another project that I made using mohair lace and what is that called? It was a Yarn by Line brand. I can't remember exactly, but I have a video on here of how I put the yarn together, how I wound it together in a cake so I could crochet with it. And someone had asked me in the past, how do you take care of a garment like this? Because for those that don't know, alpaca lace is a natural fiber, and the other yarn I use is an acrylic fiber. So acrylics don't have to be blocked, not really. Even though it said to block this sweater, I didn't see any reason to do it. You hear some tippy tappy noises, my dog. But and you can wash it and dry it. It doesn't shrink or anything like that. Natural fibers, on the other hand, usually have to be hand washed. Save for superwash merino wool, which is something you can wash about just like acrylic to a certain extent, I would say. Because a lot of people make socks out of that. So what I do when I blend fibers like this, I go by the care required for the more sensitive fiber. So the baby alpaca lace would require me to hand wash this and let it dry, and that's what I'll be doing with this sweater. I will not be throwing this in the washing machine because it could break down the fibers in the alpaca lace. Just the agitation, I don't feel comfortable putting in the washing machine.
So I will be hand washing this and letting it dry, laying it on towels and laying it out and to dry. And that's what I'll be doing. So anytime I blend fibers for combined fibers, I always care for the garment as if it's all made of the more sensitive fiber. That way it will last longer and I will not be upset when it comes out the washing machine in pieces. Or I feel like what would happen if I put this in the washing machine and tried to air dry it, it could draw up things because it might draw up the alpaca lace fiber, but it wouldn't draw up the acrylic fibers, and it might be puckered or something like that. And that's what I'm imagining. Or it could actually break the lace fiber because it's a very delicate fiber. So, yeah, that's what I would do. So that's another little tip for you today beyond my finished garment. I will be putting new items in the shop this weekend as well. I just want to go ahead and say that. I was going to do it last weekend. I wound up not feeling well last weekend and had to rest for several days and stuff. So that's why it didn't happen last weekend. But that's okay. It'll be in time. The Valentine's stuff will be in there in time for you to get something for Valentine's Day for yourself or for somebody you really love or care about. And I will have my seatbelt covers. I'm going to put those in there. So I showed y'all this one. This is the one I made in my video. So I think 2 of those I have this print. This also has the polka dot velour on the back. I have some zebra print velour too that I'll be doing some with. But it has this print on the other side. And then this one has some flamingos, which are, I think I have 4 of these. And I have, I think, 7 of these. This was cut from more yardage, not just a fat quarter. So, and some people may recognize this if you were in any of my clubs. It's a fabric left over from that. So, those will be going up in the shop. You know, you could potentially see them this evening. It just depends on how long it takes me to get done with some things I got to do. And then you'll see the larger drawstring bags with the coffee shiny, and then the Valentine gnome mini maker bags. The bigger bags I've still got to finish, so those won't be up till tomorrow. I think I can get some done tomorrow. I should be able to get a couple done tomorrow. Okay, yeah. So those are going up in the shop, so don't forget to take a look at that. And I will also be, I've said this several times, it's just figuring out how to set it up for custom orders. I think I can just put a thing and put custom order on it and put how much I would charge for different types of bags. You can pick one, and then it has a longer time frame to receive it because I gotta talk to you about what fabrics you want and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm hoping to have that up this weekend too. So fun things to look forward to. And now Maker Mojo. I just kind of stuck that in the middle of shop talk. When I'm talking about Maker Mojo, it's like your want to make or your desire to make. Maybe we should put it that way. Most people who make things have a strong desire to do so. They have a strong desire to create with their hands in some kind of way, or maybe their voice, maybe they're singers or something, but that's a different type of creativeness. But people who sew and crochet and knit or paint and do DIY projects and just do all those things, they have a strong desire to do that. At least I do. I can speak that for myself, but I've talked to other makers, so I think they feel that most of them feel the same way. And occasionally, and I've experienced this a lot the past few years, your Maker Mojo just goes out the door. You have no desire to do it. You can't focus on it. You can't get motivated to do that project you've been wanting to do, even if it's something you know you really love doing. If it always has brought you joy before, something happens. Usually it's some kind of life event, or it's something going on in your life, no matter what it may be, that makes you lose the motivation for that, right? Even though it's something you love, even though it's something you find such joy in doing, which I do. I find a lot of joy in making things and creating things and being able to go out and say, if somebody says, hey, I really like your sweater, I can say, hey, I made this. You know, I crocheted it. I've worn my knitted one to school before. And, you know, hey, I made this. So for me, that's just an awesome feeling because I made it. Even if it's by somebody else's pattern or design, I made it personally for me. There's not another one like it because I made it. I enjoy when people say, you know, they enjoy what I created, right? Usually people create because they want to share that with other people. It is a creative outlet, but and sometimes people just create because it's a good outlet for them, for whatever reason. So Maker Mojo sometimes goes out the door. So what I wanted to talk about was, what do you do when that happens? I can tell you what I do when that happens. The past couple of years, I've learned to meditate, which is, a lot of people think meditation is like, you gotta sit still and clear your mind. Nobody can ever clear their mind completely. That just doesn't happen. It's more about letting your thoughts flow and not focusing on them. Just letting them go through your head. Whatever happens, whatever comes through your head. And as far as sitting still, I do that occasionally, but I find it better if I'm walking or something. It's just me and I'm walking. I'm not listening to anything but nature. That is a meditation to me. And some people find it meditative to sit by a campfire and just watch the campfire. So, and I will say that crocheting is meditative to me sometimes. Just the stitches, the rhythm, you know, depending on what I'm doing, just focusing on that. But if your Maker Mojo's gone, you know, you may not want to sit and crochet and meditate. But I find that helps. It helps me in a lot of different areas of my life, just to meditate, try to get, and I also journal. I actually have several different journals, but it's because I had several different things and I'm trying to fill them out. Some of them have prompts in them and stuff. It makes me think about stuff. Or I doodle, I draw, you know, just something that is kind of, can let your thoughts flow, if that makes sense. When you have a creative block or you're not feeling motivated, you don't want to do things, sometimes that helps. That helps me. It helps me get out what is blocking me. What is it? Because my brain's focused on something else, typically. And sometimes it's something that I can't really do anything about. So I've also had to learn that, okay, write about it, journal it, meditate, you know, it helps me find peace inside me and let it go, because if I can't do anything about it, why am I thinking about it? You know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, but I tend to do that a lot. Think about stuff that I can't do, stuff that is, there's nothing I can do to change whatever it is, you know? So that's what I do when I get stuck like that. I will sit and I will meditate, or I would go for a walk out in nature. Sometimes I call a friend or something and talk to them and see, you know, just for that connection. But that's some things I do to try to get my Maker Mojo back, because I feel that even though it tends to want to leave when you're going through stressful times in your life, those are probably the times you need it the most. It's a little bit of joy in your day. And maybe if you find a time to just set aside 10 minutes or something a day to work on it, you may find it comes back a little bit, you know. Say, I'm just going to do this for 10 minutes. And then if it lasts longer, it lasts longer, right? So, something to think about. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all tell me what y'all do when your Maker Mojo disappears. I'm sure we've all experienced it at some time. So, but I've got some other things I got to get done. So, y'all be sure to have a life lived creatively, and I will see y'all in the next video.